Hey partners, today we have the Battle of the Bands audition from Neca. Let's get into it.
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
Hey partners, most of my views come from non-subscribers, so please consider subscribing today. Hit that alert so you'll be notified for future videos. It helps me as I'm on my way to 100,000 subs this year. Really appreciate it. So we are back for another review of Back to the Future, which I haven't done in a while on my channel. I really love this. It's 35 years anniversary from Neca Toys. They've been collecting all the 7-inch scale figure lines for this. We finally got a Battle of the Bands edition. Sign up in the library by Thursday, October 24th by 3 o'clock p.m. And there's some instruments there. Really nice packaging. I think it's really cool. And these are kind of all the same on the side for the Neca Back to the Future logo. Here it says Ultimate Marty McFly. Here on the back, they all kind of say the same thing, but here's an awesome picture, Marty McFly auditioning. So that is really cool. And then here's some props he comes with, like the Save the Clock Tower, the disappearing family photo, and his disappearing hand, which is weird because this isn't from this scene in the movie. That usually comes later for Enchantment Under the Sea dance, which we don't have yet for Marty. And of course, I have all of these. The Part 1 Marty, Plutonium Marty, Back to the Future 2 Marty, the lenticular hat, Doc Brown, and Biff. And now we have Audition Marty. So when we open this, there's a Velcro right here. You're greeted with this awesome picture of Marty McFly auditioning. And then here is the packaging for the box. Let's get this open. What's really cool in here is that it has the Audition Battle of the Bands banner. It also has this awesome drum set, and it's definitely Marty's amp, and it looks really cool because it's exactly set up from the scene for the auditioning in the gymnasium. So here is Marty McFly. Interesting head sculpt choice. He kind of looks a little confused, but it's cool. Nice hair detailing. His jacket is really nice because there is some flexibility there. Bet you could probably custom mod this and take it off, but I'm not going to do that. I kind of like it the way it is. Here he has those little, he has a little guitar pin and this other button that he had in the film. So it's really nice that they included those details. He has the burgundy shirt underneath. The jacket wrinkle lines look really nice. He has the accurate jeans. It looks like a Nike swoosh, but it's not because of copyright. But they look dirty, which is cool. Kind of looks like he's been walking around already. So that's actually a really nice detailed touch. So yeah, the dirty shoes, actually probably one of my favorite parts of this. Pretty awesome. So the other Marty shoes we got the first time were a little dirty too, but I don't know, this one just looks a little bit better than what we got for the first Marty that we got for Back to the Future 1. But yeah, this looks really nice, and I have no problems with this figure. His articulation's the same as the other ones. He does bend at the elbow and has some pretty good articulation with his legs as well, and he can bend at the knee. When you first get these, the joints are stiff, so keep that in mind. He has this really cool disappearing hand. But like I said, this is true to Back to the Future Enchantment Under the Sea dance, not the audition. So I don't know why they did that, but it's still cool, and it's an accessory, and I can always take it off and swap his hand out if I want to by just pulling at it right here. It just pulls right off. So this figure does come with a couple hands. One has a guitar pick, which is really nice. It's true to the movie because it's a silvery, shiny silver. I like that. And then this one is another one where he can hold things like his Walkman or his guitar. So that is really cool. So this is the way I want to display my Marty McFly for audition, is with his black guitar. He has this pick in his hand and he's ready to strum that chord on the guitar. Really love the detail of that. And I got this black Neca stand to match my other Neca stands so that he has a secure place to stay on his display base. Yeah, this looks awesome though. I really like the way he looks like from the side, back detail. It really does look like Audition Marty from Back to the Future. So Huey Lewis was on the bullhorn in the movie, and he said, "I'm afraid you're just too darn loud." And it kind of looks like he has that facial expression like, what do you mean I'm too darn loud? So I kind of like that. That's why the face sculpt kind of looks a little confused or stunned or startled. It looks really cool. Now, it's really small, but it came with the Save the Clock Tower Hill Valley Telegraph clock tower struck by lightning, as seen in the movie. And on the back, it looks crumpled, and it says, "I love you," with Jennifer, his girlfriend's phone number. So that's a really nice touch. I really like to see that, and it's a really cool accessory. And a really tiny accessory is this glossy photo, and you can see it has Marty McFly standing there, and his brother and sister already disappeared. I personally wish it would have had more of an effect where if you can move the photograph, his siblings appear and disappear, but that's okay. At least we have this photograph, it's better than nothing, and it looks like Marty is going to disappear because it's just him by himself. And we've actually already gotten this accessory before with the Plutonium Marty, and it is his headphones with a cassette Walkman, where, you know, back in the 80s people listened to cassette tapes for music. So that is really cool. It comes with it. So I guess if you missed out on the Neca Ultimate Plutonium Suit Marty that came with this, you get this accessory for this Marty. The actual guitar too itself is really nice. The strings, there's no real strings on it. It's just painted to look real. And they did a good job. They have the pickups there, the control knobs, the whammy bar, which is kind of flexible. Really solid guitar strap, and it looks like it has a buckle there for adjustment. So that actually looks really cool. I appreciate the little attention to details like that. And on the back you have like screw holes for the back compartment. And yeah, it looks pretty, I'm a guitar player, and that's pretty true to guitars. You always have these back panels you can unscrew for the strings, and you have these metal plates that cover the electronics and then for holding the neck in. So yeah, the tuning pegs are pretty accurate as well. That definitely looks like a real guitar. The tuning pegs look like that in the back. And yes, there are 6 strings on a guitar, so that is very accurate. So I'm glad that they paid attention to what a guitar is supposed to be. They nailed it, and I like the angled edge right here. That's pretty cool. So really awesome job on the guitar as well. Marty came with this head sculpt. If you don't like that stun look, here's another one that looks more surprised. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really like these head sculpts compared to the ones we got before. But let's do a lineup of all the Marty head sculpts we've got so you guys can see a comparison difference. Let me know which one you think looks more like Marty McFly. Now these are very interesting to look at side by side. This is the part 1 Marty, the part 2 Marty head sculpt that we got that was extra. This one's the Ultimate Marty, the Plutonium Suit head expression. And then these two are the ones we just got with the Audition Marty. Which one of these head sculpts do you think looks like Michael J. Fox or Marty McFly's character? Obviously it's the same person, but I don't know. I personally have pros and cons with these head sculpts. I think in some ways it really does look like Michael J. Fox, and then sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like him at all. They keep changing the head sculpt, so that is just something interesting. And even if you notice the hairstyles, his hair's combed a little bit differently, but that's also good for accuracy, because if it was just the same hairstyle every time, it'll look a little too weird, I think, because it's too perfect looking. But I think it looks good. I like that Neca keeps trying and experimenting, and it looks like they're giving us slight variances along the way for all these Marty head sculpts. I'm sure we're going to see more in the future, but this was definitely interesting to do a side-to-side comparison of the Michael J. Fox / Marty McFly heads that we've gotten from Neca so far. For fun, here's the rest of the head sculpts of the Marty from Marty Ultimates and the sunglasses and Back to the Future 2 lenticular hat Marty. So this is a little bit more a complete picture of all the Marty head sculpts we've gotten so far for all the Neca 7-inch Marty McFly's Ultimate figures. I really like them. There's obviously reasons for why we have these different head sculpts. Usually they come with 2 head sculpts each figure, as now we have 4 Marty figures here, so that makes sense. We have 8 head sculpts here. But definitely it's fun because we can change it up if you want to display Marty in a different way or different display idea. At least you have facial expressions that can kind of match the situation of what you're doing for display, and I think that's really fun. And it's just cool to have that variety. Now I'm going to show you how I like to display my 4 Marty McFly figures. So this is how I like to display Audition Marty with his black guitar and yellow guitar option with the Save the Clock Tower flyer. I think that looks really cool. Next we have Marty McFly from part 1, and this is iconic to showing up with the camcorder and his backpack, and I really like the way he looks as he is in awe of seeing Doc Brown's DeLorean for the first time. This one is very true to Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes to Cafe 80s and gets a Pepsi Perfect, and he has his hoverboard. He also has the You're Fired flyer in his hand, which is cool, from part 2. And then of course in part 1 again we have Ultimate Plutonium Marty with his Walkman. He's trying to convince his dad, George McFly, to ask Lorraine out on a date with Eddie Van Halen. Tricks him to saying that he's Lord Vader, which is really a funny scene. If you have seen Back to the Future, which I'm sure you have, that is a funny scene. Well, that's all the time we have for today for showing off my brand new Neca Ultimate figures. If you want to see the reviews for these other guys that I've done before in the past, please click this card right here, and also it'll help my channel out if you check out those videos. And those videos will give you a deeper dive on the details of these other figures, which I didn't review in this one. As always, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you partners on the next video review.
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure!
You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man.
You are a child's plaything!
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.